The whole point of the story here, the way it's been taught, is that, especially verse 20, you know, if you say unto this mountain, remove, and to yonder place, and it shall remove, and nothing shall be impossible to you. So if you just say everything you want, it's going to happen. Because if you can say something to this mountain and it removes, then you must have the ability in you to say, Cadillac, come into my driveway.
Oh, yes. I'm going to reel that thing in. I'm going to reel it in.
Yeah. I mean, money cometh.
Cometh, yeah.
I mean, come on. Money does not have ears.
Money does not have ears, but angels do.
Angels do. And
angels do.
Where in the Bible does it say that?
So, like, I don't know. They only hear the voice of the Word, Tom.
Yeah.
And if it's not the Word, they are deaf to it. They cannot act, they cannot move, they cannot protect, they cannot do anything unless they hear this Word.
That's right.
And it clearly says that in the book of Hebrews. It clearly says that the angels, they attend to the voice of the Word. And it's like, if you're going to tend to something, that means you're going to take care of it.
Right.
And that's what they do. They take care of it when they hear the Word.
Right.
And, you know, we've got to use this as the basis for our praying, as the basis for our confession, as our basis for the fellowship we have with other people, as the basis of all of our filtering through the multitude of teachings we have out there to figure out who's a false teacher and who's on the money. Not literally, but
you just named the same category right there.
Just a nice little phrase to throw in there.
But they miss the entire point of what's being said here.
Right, because he's talking about unbelief.
Yeah, unbelief. It's saying that, look, there's a point where you could have acted in the authority that you've been given over a demonic situation, a situation where a demon had taken unfair control over someone.
And was abusing this little child.
And there was abuses happening, of which you can see it in people's finances, you can see it in their health, you can see it in their mental state. It's rampant in the world still today.
Abuses are still going on.
And the good thing is Jesus is the same yesterday, today, and forever. So if he's saying to them, look, if you have faith as a grain of mustard seed, and you can say to this mountain, remove, and it's going to be removed, then of course it goes for us too, and we can speak to situations like this, where a demonic influence has taken control of a situation, and it can be on a personal level, it can be on like school levels, it can be on government levels, business levels, relationship levels, whatever.
Will work across the board.
Right. What he's saying here by this verse is the authority I have given you is enough, but you have to believe that what you say is going to do what it's intended to do.
Well, Tom, that's, from our years of study, we found out that that's the way faith is expressed. And that if you are not expressing any faith, then you're not operating in any faith. You're not speaking change, you're not expecting change, you're not speaking the word, you're not expecting anything to happen. And you can gauge a lot just by how you talk. You can really get a report card on yourself. Just thinking about the way you talk about situations and things. You know, there are these patterns in the world that people fall into that are meant to keep them bound. And they'll never escape unless they get the word and get their mouth changed and get their path changed and get their thinking changed. Because it's all about this circuit that runs with what we hear, with what we see, with what we think. And that's what is directing your path in life. And if that doesn't change, you know, Tom, you can be the same year after year after year, but nothing will change unless you make a change.
That's right.
If you want to change, you have to make a change. And if you want things to go in a different direction, guess what? You're going to have to figure out how to do that.
That's right.
You're going to have to figure out, well, okay, I want my life to go toward less strife in my house, or I want my life to go toward a more harmonious marriage, or I want my life to go toward, you know, having a little more than just barely enough to get by. And you begin looking in the Word, and you begin searching it out and saying, okay, well, Jesus said that I'm the vine, He's the vine and I'm the branch, and if I stay in close union with Him and stay connected with Him, that I could ask whatever I would. Anything I need, whatever I need, and He would do it for me. So I'm going to have to adjust my behavior and my thinking, and I'm going to have to think about the fact that I need Jesus operating through my life every day. I have to stay that close because I can't get away from the vine. Because a branch separated from the vine is dead. Right? That's how much I have to think of my relationship to Jesus.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And then when that's taken care of, then I can begin asking and believing, because I know who I'm connected with.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the problem most Christians have, Tom, is that they don't know for themselves who Jesus is.
Right. Yep.
They depend on what a preacher says, they depend on what people on TV say, they depend on this, and they never themselves read Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John to find out exactly for themselves how Jesus thinks, how he acts, what he says, how he reacts to people and situations, and that would go a long way. And my assignment, for you guys for a long time has been to read Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And the reason we assign that behavior is because until you know Jesus, the rest of the Bible is not going to make sense to you.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to read it in a way that you think you can judge people. You're going to read it in a way that you think you can mistreat people.
Yep.
And we've got to find out what Jesus made this gospel to be, you see.
That's right. That's right.
And it's not going to work without that.
No. I mean, the what would Jesus do stuff, it don't work unless you ask Jesus.
Yeah. Find out what he would do. That's the thing about